Ahead on this edition of SuTV News, Fargo is on the grow, the reasons behind the population increase.
An in-studio guest is here to discuss new additions to the Bison Information Network.
And in sports, the Bison football team will be without one of its wide receivers. Dead Week is right around the corner. Hello, everyone. Welcome to SuTV News. I'm Dave Vane.
And I'm Ryan Borsman. Finals week is right around the corner, and then comes time for commencement. This year, U.S. Secretary of Defense Robert M. Gates will be the keynote speaker.
It will be held 10 a.m. on Saturday, May 14th at the Fargo Dome.
Well, it's been called Homecoming in the Spring. The first annual Thunderstock is taking place this week. Campus attractions, Fabo, Greek Life, student government, and the big event all sponsor games and events across campus.
The Fabo fashion show featured NDSU models, clothes from brand labels, and student designs.
Great organization. We all get together, we're all friends, we hang out outside of it. We spend late nights here getting ready for the show, late nights in the sewing lab, just getting ready for the show and making everything great. It all comes down to that half an hour.
NDSU Greek Life sponsored the Mini Olympics, allowing teams to participate in four-legged races, human pyramids, and a relay race around Churchill Field.
It's fun bringing all the people together from the different houses to just hang out and have fun and get to know each other. So it's not like work. It's just hanging out with friends.
Doing the puzzle is a little challenging. Also the relay, getting a good sprint on, it was pretty fun. It's always good to get out and get active.
The Battle of the Bands featured an afternoon of NDSU student bands performing in front of fans and judges for a top prize of $300.
This entire week, everyone's wearing the shirts around, just basically a lot more school pride at NDSU, and it's a great way to kind of get outside, right before finals start coming around.
Get some of the tension out, relax, have fun. Just fun to come out here, people doing what they enjoy doing. Music is great, and people enjoy playing it is even better. So it's just a great thing to come out and watch.
Thunderstock, a week-long campus-wide celebration of Bison pride, games and events, and beautiful weather.
Thunderstock is being capped off by an attempt by the NDSU campus community to break the Guinness Book of World Records' largest number of participants in a game of Capture the Flag.
Well, Dave St. Peter, the president of the Minnesota Twins, will be on campus. Students have the opportunity to watch the 2010 Twins highlight video and ask St. Peter questions about the organization. Everyone is invited to attend, and it's held in Lofsgard Hall, room 114, Friday at 2:30.
With a population that's grown by more than 10,000 people in the last 10 years, Fargo, North Dakota is seeing its share of growth. In a region with 3 major colleges, it's no question that much of the growth has come from the schools. But what else is it about this city that is bringing in so many people? SuTV News' Andrew Young sought to find out that answer.
Welcome to Fargo, North Dakota. Population in the year 2000, 90,000. Population today, 105,549. As proved by the latest 2010 census, it's no question to anyone that Fargo is a thriving, growing city. But one question does still remain. Why is Fargo growing so exponentially?
With the national economy the way it is, we really, in essence, are thriving here. We have very low unemployment. The state of North Dakota is probably one of the only state economies that has a budget surplus.
Although the city of Fargo has grown by more than 10,000 in the last 10 years, it's not the only city showing growth. West Fargo, a city in itself, also showed a 74% population increase in the last 10 years.
West Fargo seemed like a stockyards town for many years. Probably just in the last 2 or 3 decades that West Fargo finally became a city of its own.
And although the weather might be cold, the warm people are the reason this community continues to grow.
It's a community with a real strong sense of community that the people have. In other words, they're very happy to be a part of this community.
For SuTV News, I'm Andrew Young.
Well, according to the 2010 census, West Fargo has grown 74% since 2000, and the region's population currently sits at over 208,000 people.
Well, I didn't know we were living in such a big city.
I know, I seem to get the small town feel from Fargo, but apparently that is not the case.
That's right. Well, coming up next on SuTV News, Jeff Anders, Bison Information Network engineer, joins us in studio to discuss an exciting new addition to the SuTV studio and Channel 84 on campus.
Sure, I like to go out and have fun with my friends.
But I want to have a good time and still look good in the morning. Before I pregame too much, I think about the name I'm going to make for myself.
Before I take the next drink, I ask myself, does this really mean yes?
So before I spend all of tomorrow covering up tonight,
Before I have to start setting court dates and paying fines,
I think about one more.
becoming one too many.
Hi, I'm Andrew Young, a student at North Dakota State University. The quick change of the calm Red River to its overflowing banks in 2009 quickly caught residents of Fargo-Moorhead off guard. With the Fargo flood predictions for 2011, we want you to be prepared. The first step, being informed. The Flood Information Network for Students, or FIN's Facebook page, is one way you can stay informed. The website, designed to be a central hub of information, combines multiple sources of pressing flood news and makes it available in one place. Stay up to date with the Fargo Flood Flight of 2011. Visit the Flood Information Network for Students on Facebook for more information. SuTV News is sponsored in part by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back. SuTV News is broadcast from the SuTV studio building on 12th Avenue here in NDSU. Students are given the opportunity to use over $300,000 worth of broadcasting equipment. Well, who helps take care of that equipment and keep everything in proper working order? Bison Information Network and SuTV studio engineer Jeff Anders, and he joins us right now. Welcome, Jeff.
Hi, Dave.
Now, I understand Ben has just gotten a $36,000 piece of new equipment paid for by the student tech fee. Could you let us know about that?
Yeah, it's a system that's going to be made to be portable, so it can be taken easily to any venue on campus and cover events there. And it really consists of 5 main portions of the system. And so there's 4 digital video cameras, there's a video switcher, there's an audio mixer, and there's a recorder, which records in Apple QuickTime format files, so that if the program needs to be edited, it can be edited on the Mac Final Cut edit machines. And then there's an intercom system, so people operating the system can communicate with each other and take directions from the director.
And I understand we have some pictures of the new equipment too?
Yeah, could we take a look at those? Here's a shot of the rack, and the rack is on wheels and houses most of the main components of the system. Here's a shot of the video switcher on the bottom, and that slides out in a little tray so it can be slid back in during transport. On the top are 2 monitors. The monitor on the right displays the picture that's being selected, and the left monitor shows all 4 camera shots so the director can see what shot he has available during the broadcast. And here's a close-up of the switcher. It's just a nice, simple little switcher, 4 inputs, and it has different wipes that can be used to transition between cameras. Here's the recorder, and on the top of that recorder there's a hard drive, and that hard drive can be taken out real easily and hooked up with a FireWire cable to a computer or to the video server so it can be transferred for playback on channel 84. And here's a few of the other components. There's the intercom system and other supportive equipment. And here's a shot of the rack on the wheels, and this is where the microphones plug in and the intercom system would plug in right there. So
now, what specifically can Ben do with this new system?
Well, pretty much any event on campus, theater and stage events at the Reineke Fine Arts Center, and we're going to be in discussion with the NDSU athletic department and hopefully get permission to do some volleyball at the Benson Bunker Fieldhouse, and also club hockey and baseball and softball games we're hoping to cover also. And really, it could be used for any event on campus, and so anything you can imagine.
And there's some theater productions on the horizon too?
Yeah, there's a theater production at the Reineke Fine Arts Center on May 6th. That's going to be our first production we're hoping to do. And it's an opera, I understand, so that's our very first one. That'll be nice and simple. We won't have to deal with the audio so much because they'll pretty much have it mic'd for us, and we'll just take a feed from there. So it'll be a nice simple one to start out on.
And some of the opportunities that students are going to be able to take advantage of with this new equipment.
Yeah, there's a need for a lot of people to run a system like this. We need people to set it up, and we need 4 people to run the 4 cameras. We need somebody to run audio, somebody to run the switcher, and also a couple of talent people to do play-by-play and color commentary for sporting events. So a lot of opportunities there.
And how can the students
get involved? There are a lot of new courses that are going to be available this fall. There's a television production course. There's a television and on-air performance course, sports broadcasting, and a documentary and commercial production course. So if they were in those courses, they could also get involved, helping out with this remote system too. So there's good opportunity for students.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Now, still to come on SuTV News, how the bookstore is preparing for this year's textbook buyback. We'll have this and more when we return.
Cutters. Uh-oh.
What are we gonna do now?
Give me the phone. Hello, Jimmy John's. Thank God you made it. I was so hungry, I thought I was gonna die.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys.
Nice work, Johnson.
Sure, I like to go out and have fun with my friends.
But I want to have a good time and still look good in the morning. Before I pregame too much, I think about the name I'm going to make for myself.
Before I take the next drink, I ask myself, does this really mean yes?
So before I spend all of tomorrow covering up tonight,
Before I have to start setting court dates and paying fines,
I think about one more.
becoming one too many.
Well, the shelves are being set for summer. Welcome back. Right now, in the lower level of the bookstore, the bookshelves are bare, but in the next couple of weeks, the NDSU bookstore is gearing up for summer and fall with book buyback. The book department director, Carl Witcham, and his team are preparing for the big push. One of his biggest challenges is where to put all the new books he orders for fall and summer.
Buyback can be stressful for us here in the store. Especially the second week since we're doing both remotes and in stores, the coordination of what's coming in, how to handle it, where to put it once it hits the store. Since we're buying for fall, we've got a lot of books that we're buying mega quantities of, so it's finding spots to stack those up.
Well, one new feature during buyback will be pop-up buys. The bookstore will set up remote tables outside some classrooms to buy books back, right after the final exam. Check out the bookstore page on the NDSU website for buyback hours.
It's a competition most people will never see. The ROTC Buddy Ranger Challenge was held recently at the University of Kansas. The Tri-College women's duo of Carmen Parsley and MSUM Catherine Troxel of NDSU placed second among teams from 41 colleges and universities across the United States, losing to UND by only 1 point. Events include a 10-kilometer run and a hand grenade assault course.
We finished it, and we finished well in every event. And so that was exciting to see our hard work pay off and then to culminate in a good place too.
Well, we did a lot of training. Every morning we woke up pretty early and we did PT for about an hour and a half. So that helped a lot, but we also had the support of all our cadre while we were down there.
Two men's tri-college duos placed 37th and 38th out of 97 teams. Cadets train 20 hours per week for the contest and must maintain a 3.2 GPA to be a part of ROTC. Well, you know, the female ROTC, North Dakota, 1 and 2 in the country, pretty impressive.
It's very impressive.
Not bad at all. Well, some big news for a Bison football player when we come back with SuTV Sport.
Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich. Delivery guys.
Imagine the impact of a place where exploration leads to answers that touch everyone. Where resources and resourcefulness, teamwork and tenacity combine to open new frontiers. Where dreams take the lead and show you tomorrow.
SuTV Sports is sponsored in part by Scheels. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Scheels, the world's largest selection of sports, sportswear, and footwear.
Welcome back. The Bison football team will be without one of its wide receivers next season. Head coach Craig Bull, has announced Justin Howard will not return to the team. Howard played in all 14 games last season. He caught 24 passes for 280 yards and a touchdown. He also returned 20 kickoffs. Howard was suspended for violating team rules prior to the start of spring practice. The Bison will compete in the annual Green and Gold game on Saturday at 1 o'clock in the Fargo Dome. They open the regular season against Lafayette College on September 3rd. Now we will head to the Fargo Dome for some spring football scrimmage. Brock Jensen delivers a bullet to Trevor Gebhardt for a 22-yard gain. Later on in the scrimmage, Esley Thornton gives the ball off to Sam Ojuri, and he gets an 18-yard gain. He had 6 carries for 33 yards on the day. Brock Jensen finds Taylor Nelson for 21 yards in the end zone. Great catch, touchdown. Jensen went 10 for 15 for 109 yards. Danny Lukey blocks his second field goal of the day. Position battles are still underway with the end of spring practice in sight. One of the positions that remains open is defensive tackle. With the graduation of a 3-year letter winner, one young Bison is looking to step into a big role. SuTV Sports Director Ryan Nelson has more.
The hole left by the graduation of Matthew Grotzik is a big one to fill, literally. At 6'2", 289 pounds, Grotzik had 39 tackles, 6 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and recorded the only Bison safety last season.
You can't replace Matt. I mean, he was really something special.
However, one player who may be asked to fill that hole is sophomore Justin Juckum. Even though he didn't see a lot of playing time, Juckum took a lot away from last season.
Every day you learn something from Grotz. You know, he was a big influence to us. He was in meetings teaching us all those little things that you don't always get from the coach. Just because he's out there with you, he's doing every play with you, and he has 4 years of experience playing football. That's a huge asset that I'm glad we had.
Experience that Justin had by seeing a guy like Matt Grotzik go out there and play every day. We can do as many drills as possible, but for him to be able to see what Matt did on the football field, I think was the most important thing for Justin.
Not only is Juckum learning on the field, he is using his time at NDSU to gain knowledge in the classroom.
My main reason for coming to NDSU was because of its academics as well as athletics. I thought that it was great that they balanced both of them, that they didn't just focus on athletics.
Although Juckum isn't a lock for the spot, he has definitely taken full advantage of spring practice.
We made a comment the other day that there's nobody that's improved more than Justin Juckum. He's made some big strides.
Often underlooked, the Bison know the defensive line will be a big part of their success this season.
We come out every day working our butts off just to make sure that, you know, we play our top game because we know it's that important.
The guy that's going to give us the best opportunity to win is the guy that's going to step out on that field.
I'm Ryan Nelson reporting for SuTV Sports.
Juckum saw action in 2 games last season. The Bison coaching staff hopes to use a mix of players, including Juckum, to fill the void left by Grotzik. Well, wins were hard to come by for the Bison baseball team earlier this season. But after an 8-game winning streak that led into a split against Oral Roberts, the Bison now find themselves in 2nd place in the Summit League. The Bison were looking to keep things rolling at home against Dakota Wesleyan. The Bison finally get to play a game at home at Newman Outdoor Field. We pick it up in the 4th. Wes Satzinger hits a fly ball to left. After a nice catch, the sacrifice scores Max Casper, and the Bison extend their lead to 4-0. Zach Heidemann rips a single into left a few batters later. Blake Turbach scores, and the Bison go up to lead 6-0. A little bit later in the inning, Zach Turbs fires a strike past Nick Obie. The throw to second is late, the throw to home is even later, and the double steal works as the Bison take a 7-0 lead, scoring 7 runs in the 4th. In the bottom of the 8th, Nick Anderson hits a line drive up the middle, and Tanner Adams trots home. Packing it on, the Bison take the 12-0 lead and end up winning 13-0. Now heading to softball as the Bison take on the Jackrabbits at the softball complex. Janina Ortega hits a grounder down the baseline as Christina Victa and Bree Kahn score, and the Bison take the 2-0 lead. In the top of the 3rd, Whitney Johnson strikes out Morgan McCabe, one of her 14 strikeouts on the day. In the bottom of the 6th, the Bison trailing 5-2. Ortega's at it again with a blooper over the shortstop's head, scoring Taylor Mortensen. Bottom of the 9th, tied 7-7. Ortega creams it way over the fence and hits the 2-run walk-off home run as the Bison win 9-7. The Bison completed the sweep, beating the Jackrabbits 11-0 on Monday. They are in Cedar City, Utah for a 3-game series with Utah this weekend. Well, it's really amazing to see that baseball and softball finally get to come home and they're playing really, really well.
About time.
It's good to see the baseball team score some runs.
Definitely, and softball is pulled to a 500 record, so.
Good job. When we return, the NDSU Pistol team aims to be one of the top teams in the nation.
College is a time to acquire the important skills which will prepare you for the future. In this day and age, technology skills are essential. And to help you develop such skills, ITS and Student Technology Fees bring you the Technology, Learning and Media Center. So, let's talk tech. Located in IAP 150C, the TLMC is staffed by student learning assistants who offer help on a walk-in basis with technology-related coursework and projects. Students working in the lab can assist with using any of the 3 scanners, including a large format scanner, printing posters, along with capturing, editing, and converting video or audio. Specialized software is available, including Adobe, Microsoft, and various editing products. The lab also provides 2 expanded workspaces, 1 PC and 1 Mac platform. Directly across from the TLMC in IAP 150G is the TLMC Media Studio with equipment specialized for video and audio recording. To make a reservation for its use, simply contact the TLMC. If you like learning on your own, the TLMC carries a wide range of teach yourself books along with several learning links on the TLMC website. And for those who prefer to learn in a classroom setting, the TLMC offers free short classes in topics such as Adobe and Microsoft programs. These classes are taught by students for students and are usually scheduled late in the day to accommodate your schedule. For more information, visit us in IAC 150C or online at www.ndsu.edu/its/TLMC.
The NDSU Pistol team represented the university for the first time in a national pistol tournament. The team placed 6th with 2,148 points, putting them ahead of the U.S. Coast Guard Academy, Yale University, and Michigan State University. The U.S. Military Academy at West Point won the competition. Well, it's awesome to see NDSU doing so well in these national competitions. First the ROTC and now the pistol team.
Yeah, very nice to see a team like NDSU can even beat some of the best trained and the elite.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, it's great to see that they're up there competing with the higher ranked colleges that you wouldn't think that, you know, we're a small college, technically speaking, so you wouldn't see us up there with the ranks of the big universities.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for joining us. Check us out at ndsubin.com and don't forget to pick up your copy of The Spectrum. Have a great day.